Starting today with temperatures in the 20s, Cleveland sitting at 31. We finally went below freezing. It was our sixth latest freezing temperature on record, Cleveland. So, temperatures are the coldest you've seen since last March all over the Midwest. Really, really chilly air came in behind this storm system. As we get to the next couple of days, it's going to remain on the chilly side, but then gradually warming up, relatively speaking, as we get through the end of the week. Here's what else is coming up on AMH.
Hi, but that is all about to change, Jen, especially tomorrow. We haven't had red on the map in a little while, so a heads up.
So, we know there's a second season severe that happens in November. This November has been different, though. It's been, overall high pressure has been the name of the game. Now we're finally getting some active weather with our jet stream. The red zone from Dallas to Austin to San Antonio.
There's your culprit right there. Half an inch of rain in LA yesterday, even flash flooding going on.
Still some rain this morning.
County. So we'll watch that energy kind of pull out into the east and across the plains, and that's going to draw up the moisture as well and get some of those storms going.
Yeah, we'll see that divergence. That's spreading out. Yes. And so we'll get a surface low that develops just on the lee side of the Rockies, right out here across the plains. Typical pattern where we get the cold front trailing, the moisture getting pulled up. Instability is what we got to watch, see if there's enough. The timing of it may mean that there's not, because it could come in the evening.
And the timing of your travel certainly may be impacted by this system. As we travel through Wednesday, it's going to be raining in Chicago. Airport delays are going to be a possibility. The northern end of this, it's going to be ice and snow, but down to the south, that rain could get heavy at times.
So we've got those thunderstorm chances. I-20, I-35, and also I-10 will all be potentially impacted. Then on Wednesday, we know a lot of folks will travel. 4 o'clock is what I heard as the time when everyone is expected to hit the road.
Oh,
so
great.
Try to avoid that if you can. Unfortunately, I mean, that would help, right? 65, 70, 75 almost, maybe, but then I think anything further to the west of 65 is where you'll get that rain.
I-20 being impacted. Looks like it stops right at Atlanta, though. Our shield is still up for some reason. San Antonio, Riverwalk, a gorgeous spot, but watch out for the storms as we go through Tuesday night.
And then it looks good for Wednesday.
Yes.
Windy conditions across the Northeast. We've got delays
from the Atlantic, from Bermuda to get all the way up into the snow belt area. But we have actually something tropical down here in the tropics. Look at this. Tropical depression 16 in the Western Caribbean. You can see the cloud cover. And, all last week, every day we were watching this thing to see if it had a chance for development. And we knew that it did. And environmental conditions all came together to give us this tropical depression 16. It's stationary. So it's staying right here. And you see this blow up of thunderstorms right here in the perfect spot when it comes to what we are looking at overall in the atmosphere over the Caribbean. The water temperatures are very warm. We have been warm all this year. We've been well above average when it comes to the water temperatures. Here's where we are in late November. We know that the tropical season goes to November 30th and that we get storm systems in November. But this one is the latest one we've had in the season since 2003, so in 13 years. And also, in this part of the world, there's actually only been one after November 21st, and that was Martha. So this next one could certainly be Otto as we take a look at the conditions. We've got warm water temperatures. The shear is to the north. The area where it is right here is the really good area just south of where we have that stronger upper level winds, that wind shear. And so it has the chance to become Otto potentially later today. Hurricane hunters will be flying in. I saw the plan look like they will be in later today. And then we watch its movement. Now, it's right now stationary, expecting to drift and move slowly, but to the west. So we're watching Nicaragua and we're watching Costa Rica for potential impacts here over the next 3 days. As it moves inland, there's a lot of mountains across this area, so that will quickly help it spin down and weaken. But we will be looking at the potential of an impact and a landfall. So here's the forecast, and the cone takes it into a tropical storm potentially later today or by tomorrow. Certainly by Wednesday, we've got 65 miles per hour ramping up to a hurricane. This would be Hurricane Otto, and then making a landfall somewhere in southeastern Nicaragua or maybe even the coast of Costa Rica, and then weakening very quickly before it moves out over into the eastern Pacific. So something to factor in if your Thanksgiving plans take you to some travel in Central America. Meantime, we're going to talk travel across the lower 48. Kelly, holiday week, maybe it's a short work week for you, maybe you're off. We've got your forecast covered. And, you can see all of the active weather out here. All of a sudden, winter is here. And in the Northeast, it is snow, some of it coming down at a foot plus. We're going to tally up those numbers for you, show you where it's still coming down. Plus, our next storm system coming in will bring the risk for severe weather to the south and ice to the north. It's literally got everything with it. And as that moves along, it will bring rain for the biggest travel day of the year. That is Wednesday. So we're going to watch that rain move east. Welcome back, everyone. 30 minutes past the hour to AMHQ. Kelly, all of a sudden, I mean, high pressure, warm temperatures,
it's all about
above
the high
average
pressure, yeah.
all month. And then now when everyone hits the roads, now look what happens.
We broke it down, and now we've got Winter Storm Margot still making its presence felt across the Northeast, and then the next big system that's going to work its way across the country.
We've been amazed by the updates coming in this morning from Binghamton, New York. This video from the National Good Weather-wise, Thanksgiving just 3 days away. Many of you will be gathering with family, giving thanks and chowing down on some turkey and the trimmings. AAA says 3.69 million people will travel by air for the Thanksgiving holiday, so we want you to be prepared before you head to the airport. Janine Tornatore joins us now from Chicago to make sure your trip goes smoothly. She's a senior editor at Orbitz.com. Janine, good morning to you. Which airports are the busiest for Thanksgiving? We know this might be, the 1 or 2 times a year that folks do travel by air. What are some tips that you have to beat the long lines that we can expect? Pre-check lines help you get through faster in a situation like this? Still possible, and any good deals out there? Tornatore with Orbitz.com. Thank you so much. Great tips for travel on this Thanksgiving. And right now we're going to go over to Kelly to learn more about our farmers forecast.